etc. I just realized. So I have this thing on my door, like that tells my family, "Yo, um, I'm streaming. Don't come in, please." I should put that 1 second. Uh, okay, there we are. So I'm getting a little bit like annoyed at how long it's taking me to succeed at the timed puzzles. The one way tsumego levels. So I'm kind of thinking that I want to. I'd really like to get it done this stream. I'm gonna be trying a little bit harder than, or like I hope that I'll be focusing a little bit more on the tsumego while I'm doing them at least, and a little bit less on chat, just a little bit. Hmm. Um. Is this one just Hane? And if white blocks, which is the question, then we go down. And then yeah, white's down into Madi if white plays on 19. So now we throw in this way and then play here. Yeah. This one wasn't too hard actually. This is actually way below the normal level, I think, for 3-down problems. Somehow my instinct is to play here, which looks like it'll certainly end up in a ko or something like that, but that might be the solution, so. Wait, do we? Oh, okay, if we do this and what does this? That's an I already for white, and white wins that. This is often a solution point. Yeah, yeah. So you play S19 first. Did you make it to 3-done? Yeah, I made it to 3-done, but these are 3-done. What's dacat1? Hello there. Wait, what? Dacat? Okay. Yeah, I'm good. What about you? So this is 3-done level 101 Weichi for reference. I made it to 3-done a long time ago off stream. Then I started on stream and I haven't really made it. I'm not sure I'd make it off stream either. It's hard to get 8 out of 10 with this timing. Oh my god, no. Oh, I missed 019. I was like, la 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 la. And black wins? But this move by white is actually somewhat genius. What's more, you can't do this and then live because both you have 2 half eyes, which don't add up to 2. So, oh, so how do you incorporate the order here? 2 times 0.5 is equal to 2 quick math. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not quite. 3-done is so hard on just 40 seconds. Yeah, most of the 3-done problems, I feel like I solve them after 60 seconds. So I'm always a little bit late. How do I reach the ranking up sections? You have to make an account to pass these time trials and for it to store your progress and things like that. I think you do. And there are actually some guides to how to do it in English. You have an account? Oh, so then okay, so then just go into your 101 Weichi like account and then type /guan like this. And it'll take you to the page. Like after the 101 Weichi a website address, just type guan. Oh wait, slash. It thinks I'm making a command. Yeah, you can post a link. So it's like this. And then that'll take you to the time tsumegos. But this one's pretty intriguing. I don't really know what to do with it here. It's the very first box. I've forgotten which box it is. I just type /guan every time. So, yeah. Oh, okay. I haven't solved it yet, but I know what it wants me to do. Oh wait, and now I can't do this. Wow, that's sneaky. Wait. Yeah, wow. So okay, the idea was I want to damezumari you somehow, right? And then play this, and then you can't capture me, right? So then I was thinking, oh, if I play this, then white makes this and white makes a ko. So I don't want to do this, right? And then I thought, okay, I'll start with this move, you know, and then do this. Right? People think my guess is T18. Oh yeah, so throw in an Atari. Yeah, throw in an Atari is a ko, but there's still a Dametsumari after white tries under the stones. I think there isn't. If like in this situation. So I think I know what you mean, but let's look at it. So I read up until here, and I was like, okay, I'll find a solution here because yeah. I was like, I'll find a solution here, and I think what you mean is that after this is Dametsumari. Except it isn't, because white captures here. And then black can't kill in 2 moves. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, we do it this way. Oh, wait, then white just solidifies. It's, yeah. Yeah, this doesn't work. I think it's the ko. Like, white doesn't need to spend a move here, white just plays here. So, yeah, I think it's the ko, but okay, it's not the ko. I'm relieved. I'm very happy it's not the ko. But that's pretty challenging then. I'm wondering what the basically. I've been doing a bunch of tsumegos too. It's actually so much more fun than I thought. I can't tell if this is sarcasm yet, Battle Porridge. I can't. I am serious. Okay, yeah. I mean, I've been having more fun having sumego, doing sumego recently as well. I always hated it, but now I'm finding it fun. I don't know why. I'm actually having fun recently as well. Oh, Yakago, T18, T19, T17. Yeah, T18, T19, T17 is the solution that I was trying that doesn't work. T17 after T19, you can S13. Wait, what? What? This time it just let me. Well, of course this works, but that's not the question. The question is this, and white plays here. But after S19, you can just S13. Oh, this is already Dametsumari! I'm dumb. Yeah. This just works. Yeah, I mean, the other one is easy, you know? I read that solution out, so I could have gotten lucky, basically. Okay. But yeah, Yakago, you're right. I actually missed its Dametsumari directly. Oh, this is... Oh, I've seen this before. Oh, this tsumego is horrendous. Yeah, this tsumego is horrendous. I remember it vaguely. I've done it before. Oh, okay, now I remembered. Okay. I did this tsumego like 4 years ago in China. And usually I don't remember, but I remembered this time. So I remembered that the idea is that you want to wedge and capture, but then white throws in. And then it looks like you're going to connect and be fine. But the problem is that white has some ko stuff. So if you capture, white captures, then it's a ko. So you want to avoid ko. So my solution the first time that I did this problem was we play this move, like big brain, right? Because if white plays here, now we capture, and white's out of options. But then I realized after my tsumego got marked wrong that white plays here, you know? And I was trying to remember what the refutation to R17 was. So I had much less work to do than I usually would because I remembered it. Yeah. So then I remembered, oh, it's this. You just exchange this. If white tries the other clever move, you just do the same thing. Just the other way. Yeah, it's pretty big brain. I don't think I would have gotten it if I didn't know the idea already. So... Wait, is it happy with a... I mean... Wait, this can't be that easy. Always when I think it's easy, it's not easy. I mean, and like this, you're in Atari, but we can exchange first, and then... That's pretty easy. That's much easier than most of them. Zappo90, hello there. Yo, yo, yo. I got a similar one on 101 the other day, but it tricked me. Yeah, 101 problems... I mean, not just 101 problems. The problem with some tsumego, right? The problem with some tsumegos is that they trick you. Oh, speaking of... Wait. This... I've actually done this corner very recently. I very, very, very recently did this corner. Like, all the you know, variations that arise from this corner, I've done them in a tsumego book, like, last year. But I'm trolling, so I forgot. Is it only a ko? Yeah, I forgot. So, okay, so basically, this is a kill. It's an easy kill. It's an easy, like, it's a well-known Tetsuji. But basically, if black doesn't have the stone, black still has something cool, and I've just forgotten. So, T16 doesn't work. So, I think, or at least I think it doesn't, because now this isn't a snapback shape. R19 is filled up, so T16 should work. I don't think T16 does. I found the solution, though. So the solution, I think, is this move. So, if white plays this, then we exchange, and then we take that. And then white's toast. If white plays... I mean, here, obviously, you get captured. If white plays here, then it's sort of the same idea. White can't go down because white's out of liberties. So, yeah, this just works. So, yeah, the problem with this one is that it's not a snapback anymore. White just captures you. So, yeah, okay, I remembered. Now we exchange. And now we go here. Yeah. But this I should know it by heart. I mean, I have done this tsumego before, but I somehow couldn't get my thoughts together in time. Oh well, happens. Oh, this one... The idea is very familiar. Yeah, okay. Is this the golden chicken or whatever it's called? I don't know what it's called. It's a nice shape, though. Speaking of nice shapes... Oh, you were wrong, never mind, okay. That's tsumego for you. Why is my instinct to make an empty triangle? Maybe because it's a good instinct. Okay, it's not a good instinct anymore. This tsumego is so tricky. How do you prevent white from making a ko? Oh! Wait, how do you prevent a ko? I'm gonna run out of time on this one. How do you prevent a ko? It's like, if black plays this move, white's alive. This shape is alive. And if you play anything else, white plays m19 and lives. Well, not lives, it forces a ko. So, oh my god. Wait, for a second I thought I could live, but then I thought I couldn't. But actually, what about if... Oh! Wait, does this work? Yeah. Box 4, yeah. Wow. That's cool. Box 4. That's nice. Wait, what? No, other way. What? Yeah, sorry. Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. I haven't seen that tsumego before. That's a nice idea. If I got this in a real game... I'd assume it doesn't have a solution. But it does have a solution. Someone redeem a review today. You're getting bored of tsumego. I got 4 of them wrong. Ah. That's okay, I guess. But, yeah. So how do we go again? I was really close with a lot of these. Tsumego, yeah. Wait. Let's do one. Yeah, exactly. Tsumego, PogChamp. It is PogChamp. No, don't do this to me. Not. When I see this much open space, like, my brain turns off. I'm sure it happens to a lot of us. Okay, it actually wasn't that hard. One of the nice things about these types of shapes is that they look so overwhelming that in the end they're not as hard as they seem. Looks like a shape I often play in real games. I mean, when this type of corner comes up in real games, you both misread, right? And you hope that the other one misreads first. So, sorry, last. You hope that the other one messes up last. That's kind of how it goes. This one's really cute. This one's really cute. I think it's a ko. I don't think there's a way to avoid a ko. But it's really cute if you play the obvious way to try and make life. Yeah, it's this ko. Oh no. Oh, I messed up. That's so dumb. So it's like this is the ko. I think that's what it means, yeah? Yeah. So here I blundered and played this Atari, which is really bad. I shouldn't do that. But the reason why this is a cute tsumego is that if you do this, it's this. And you're actually connected on the first line. So that's nice somehow. It's aesthetic. I could redeem a review, or I could hope that by chance my opponent does. Given by the frequency of redeemed reviews, that's obviously statistically likely, as one would say. I think... this is not so easy. I'm gonna go for the Ko, but okay, it's not the Ko. Tangjie redeems a game review. Whoa. You've got a game? Okay. I already have 2 wrong on this one. Let me solve this tsumego, and then we'll go into a review. But, okay, this is a really weird problem. So, you're like, okay, this is a bent 4 shape. So, white's dead. But of course, white doesn't, like, do that. White... Wait, white walks into this. I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. Okay, never mind. I somehow missed that you can do here. So then this is really clean. This is just the solution, right? Yeah. That's a really weird blind spot. That I thought that I'm putting myself in Atari if I play Q18. That's mysterious. Maybe it's not my tsumego day after all. But okay, let's escape tsumego. Well, escape. It's actually quite fun. I should do it more. It's like, I don't really set aside time for tsumego unless I'm actually, unless I'm actually streaming, but I should. Okay, so let's change up some overlays. Also, let's put a message up in the Discord server like I forgot to up until now. I don't know how many people come from Discord, but I might as well. Wait, where are you? I come from Discord most of the time. Okay, that's nice to know. Because I assume that if you're in my Discord server, you're interested in a notification when I go live, so I kind of... I throw an at everyone, usually. Actually, I got really lucky in the endgame. Curious what you would change in the opening, because I felt I was up, then I was behind, then I died big. Okay, there. Sounds cool. So let's... I want to change the overlay a little bit. So let's hide this. Let's hide this. Hide this. So this is OGS... 5 dan versus 1 dan, and you're black. Okay. So... 1 color, man. Nice. That actually brings to mind, do people have a favorite... Do people have a favorite color in Go? Street play is 6 dan AGA or 8 dan Fox? I'm 7 or 8 dan Fox. Okay. Does 6 dan AGAs make it to 8 dan Fox? That doesn't feel right. Maybe it does. I don't know. Usually these days, I mean, I almost don't play on Fox anymore. I almost don't play on Fox anymore, and one of the reasons is the increased prevalence again of bots. So I'm kind of consistently stuck at the moment at high 8 dan. I heard one coast is stronger than the other, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh. Wait, are there even different coasts? Like, different ratings depending on which coast of the AGA you're on? Or maybe in Canada there's a different... People are rated different as well? How do I do this? This? I'm figuring out the overlay on stream for some reason, which is not good policy, but I messed up, so... Yeah, I guess this works. Ish. And... that looks kind of like it's good. Ish. Very ish. Okay. One coast tends to be stronger even though it's the same ranking system. Okay. I think East and West are similar. Well, yeah, similar, like, certain countries are underrated in Europe. Similar countries are underrated, but I don't think it's as bad in the, well, if I had to guess, it's worse in the US than in Europe. Not that I know, because I don't, like, I don't, you know, I have lived in the US, but I haven't played in many US tournaments. And, but if I had to guess, it's harder to travel in the US. Like, it's less well connected in general. So if I had to guess, tournaments are less frequent. It's less frequent for people to play against each other from different coasts. So it may be easier for bubbles to form. I know, I live in some place I don't know. Nothing but strong Chinese and Japanese visited and live here. I see. I've never seen a weak Asian national visit Southern Go Congress, I'm guessing? I don't know these acronyms. Okay, let's get into a game review. So... oh, Seattle Go Center. That makes more sense. I saw SGC, I was like, Southern Go Congress. That sounds like something that could exist. Okay, Seattle Go Center. Isn't Seattle also a kind of a big place for chess? Ish? Yeah, a little. Okay, just a little. I mean, I have no clue. I haven't been within half a country of Seattle ever. No, no, don't. I meant to move this. God. Life is hard, and streaming's harder. Okay, viewer game analysis. So let's get into a review. A Japanese guy once showed up in my local Go club. He was probably the strongest player in the UK at the moment. Ah, I see. Well, that reminds me that the UK is, you know, to my knowledge, the UK is mostly dominated by stronger players that live in the UK. But like I know, for example, one guy from Hong Kong that lives in the UK that's probably stronger than any UK native, or at least as strong. So somehow you people are somehow a little bit. Yeah, the Asian players have a good time over there. Oh my god, Pangolier Fluffy Cat, thank you for the gifted tier 1 subs. Total of 4. Nice. Well, total of 4. Ender 14146, thank you so much. Well, yeah, Pangolier Fluffy Cat is always quite generous. As all cats are, or maybe aren't, who knows. But yeah, welcome. British people haven't won the British Championship in like 10 years. But there's a separate one just for the Vongers, so we have a chat. Nice. Actually, I saw that the Irish Championship is also kind of dominated by imports, because there's a Spanish guy who I think has residency in Ireland, and I think I think he's winning the Irish Championship final right now. So, happens. Or he was playing and he was 1-0 up, I think, in a best of series. I don't know how it went, but I know him. He's from Madrid, just imported to Ireland. Much like economically dominated by imports. Okay, so let's get into a review. So Tangjia is black, right? One color man. Maybe I should just say one color man slash slash one color man. Oh no. I thought we all got all the imports. Hello there, Telegraph Go. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Oh my god. Actually, I've only played against this once or twice in tournament play, and I think I was 2-dan at the time. I was 2-dan and it was 2014, and I went to the Spanish Congress, which actually used to happen back in the day when people played in Spain, and I played against this Japanese guy who's visiting. I mean, he lived in Spain, but yeah, he was going to, I think it was almost the first time I met him going to this event, and he played this move. He loved playing tricky. And I somehow remember it. I don't remember how I answered. Oh, I think I answered like this, and then he told me it was a trick play and I should answer differently. Also, I should turn off AI analysis. Okay, disable AI review. I mean, OGS AI review is already somewhat disabled, but okay. I love this move. Okay. I mean, I don't know the theory on it, so, like, I guess you've prepared this? Or something like that? That's interesting prep. That's interesting prep. Like, what's the idea here? I mean, so I seem to remember that people that play this sequence liked Haneng here, and then something happens. I don't know. It's some obscure trick play Joseki that some people will know. But this is a really interesting way to play it. You just get some exchanges. Hana is terrible by AI. Yeah, but it was the main move. That was the whole point of playing O15, I think. But the point is, if you don't... I did extensive research. Wow. You have lots of time, Tangjie. I hope you do anyway. So... I guess it's this move? If I had to guess the logical move. So, if you just play, some stuff, it's like okay, it's just some weird exchanges. What can I say? What do you play against low approach, kick and jump? Just the most normal stuff, I guess. Interestingly, I'm the one who plays really weird stuff against low approach. So against low approach, I either let my opponent do this, and then I tenuki, which is very strange these days, or I play this move, which I've gotten enamored with recently, and actually I've done somewhat extensive research on. So... just take the corner with Kasumi. I guess Kosumi? Wait, what is Kasumi? What's the logic with the slide? Oh, the slide looks cool. Yeah, so the reason I started playing this slide very, very recently was that I saw it in a pro game, right? I saw Konorin play it in some game, and Iyama played this move from a recent title match. Kisei 5th game. And I was like, okay, this looks cool. So I was like, okay, what happens if white does the obvious thing, and then black does this, and then this, and then this, and white fights, and we fight, you know? This is the obvious question. So I did extensive research with a computer, because, I mean, mostly out of interest, to be honest. Like, I don't usually do lots of research, but this was interesting, so I did. And then the other main move, computer move, is this one. And actually, this one and this one also exist in different situations. And I've done quite a bit of research on most of the moves, so don't play this against me. Okay. Stop shoulder hitting, I implore you. Okay, so this is just interesting from black. It's like you play some... These exchanges, they're very hard to evaluate. Very, very hard to evaluate. I guess they're even-ish. And also then white has the random E. I don't know. What's the logic? Good question, Siku. So the logic is I'm not giving you a single sente move. That's the logic. So the situation, I actually remember the situation where Konorin played it, and it makes a lot of sense. So, okay. The situation was that there was a Joseki down here, where, what was the shape? The shape was... I remember the shape, I'm just trying to remember the Joseki. Yeah, this was the Joseki, I think. Oh, other way. Oops. Yeah, so this was the Joseki. So then it was black's turn, obviously. And the whole idea is that if you answer and you get pressed down, then you're never building anything here. So imagine it's kind of like you have this exchange on the board. So you sort of have a nice wall towards the lower side, and you want to build the lower side. Therefore, you don't want to give white any sente moves. So what black does is we want to slide so that white doesn't have any more sente moves. Okay, yeah. So we want to slide because white doesn't have sente moves now, and we have, as a follow-up, we can play here or actually cut. And then we can build the lower side. And white doesn't have any more sente move. If white wants to prevent you from doing anything on the lower side, you can jump here, which is what Iyama did. Then black gets sente, right? Black doesn't usually get sente in these sequences. So that's the idea. The idea is we get sente. Or we have an option to build on the lower side. So it's actually a little bit paradoxical. When you play here, it's actually when you want to build the lower side. And the reason is you give no more sente moves. That's my interpretation of what I've seen. I don't know if that's the reason people play it, but that's my interpretation. So, study one trick Joseki for weeks and then get tricked in it. Yeah, apparently that's what happened to Tongji. Okay, but let's get back to the game. I played Keima instead of playing in the corner. The result isn't terrible. Yeah, the result's fine. It's a bit weird. I think your stones aren't that useful, but white actually has some shape problems if you ever choose to pull out this stone. So it looks very reasonable for black. Okay. That's very cool. So yeah, start playing it, Siku. If you start playing this in NGD, I'll be very I'll feel like I actually taught you something. No, I hope I usually do. Maybe not. Who knows? Okay, this I like from white. This is my favorite Joseki for white, and actually most European players have caught on to the fact that I love this for white, and they don't let me do it. I don't understand this Joseki for black. I really don't. Or I do, but it sucks. So I can immediately think of games where that option would have been useful. Yeah, exactly. So Now, to be fair, one of the reasons you won't see that much is that if you want to build on the lower side, then you wouldn't let white shoulder hit you in the first place. Alright, I have to go. Thanks for streaming. Oh, see you, Battleports. Thank you for your short stay. Oh god, this next part is embarrassing. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is good. Wait. That's weird. Yeah, this is very weird. So... I don't like Q17. Zogi redeems game review. Okay, we're up next. Zogi's up next. I don't like Q17 because even if white goes down, it's a bad exchange. You're hurting your top side, right? So okay, Zogi, when we finish this one, you're next. So you're just hurting your top side for no reason. And then here, this is okay. Like you flipping to the second line is okay-ish. Probably good for white. Probably better to extend, but it's okay. And then white Tanuki'd this, which is inexplicable. You're going to extend 3 spaces and let white invade. Yeah, but you can do that. You can do that without making a bad exchange first, Tangje. You just don't need to throw the exchange in. So, but white Tanuki'd here, which is insane. This Tanuki is insane. This move is worth so much. Like, if black plays it, black shape is completely solid, right? And you're short, like, suddenly white has all these problems he needs to handle. So okay, what white's gonna do is handle it by playing here. And, you know, then black has this cutting point, which is really nice. Black wouldn't play 3. Wait, of course black wouldn't play 3. I'm hallucinating. Yeah, now you just cut here. You can just cut here. Thank you, Telegraph.co, for keeping me accountable. Yeah, but this capture is just, even if you didn't have K17 cut afterwards, it's just huge. Yeah, no, I'm stupid, Yakako. But the thing is, if white does this, then, you know, in this shape, white can do this later in endgame. Black can, you know, black can cut, but you give away the 2 stones in return. Nah, I'm the stupid one. This capture, don't leave. This capture is like, all of these problems exist now. Right? And as chat pointed out to show that, you know, I'm not being very accurate here, black can just cut now. Like, so what does white do? White plays here and lets you go out? This is shape destruction. Wow. Yeah, this has to be played. Wait, let's see how long they Tanuki'd it for. I guess white defended. Okay, white, never mind. White eventually defended, but the fact that white defended this way is a bit suspicious. I don't know if white should defend that way. Maybe. Defending this way is actually reasonable, because if black does this whole stuff, they're actually good exchanges for white, apart from endgame. So, okay, white defended soon. I just thought white protects and makes a big top. Yeah, you don't want white to protect and make a big top side. You don't, like, assume that you're gonna let your opponent do stuff that's good for them. So now white has a huge, like, place that you need to invade. By the way, this is an interesting move. I guess it's just stuff that you like. J10 looks okay. I'd play J10. Like, maybe not J10 exactly, but some move that does something to the center. Should always be 1 space off Tengen, yeah. For this next move, check the AI, I had the right idea. Yeah, I actually like J10. Because you have to do something. Like, if you do nothing, then white's gonna do this. And then, I mean, you can live in there, but white's gonna make a lot of profit. You have to do something to limit it. I think this is a hotspot. But that's also why you shouldn't let white get this monstrosity of an influence. So, yeah, okay. Okay, Tangje, I suggest you think twice before playing moves like these. Like, these moves feel good because your opponent answers. They feel good. But they're not necessarily good exchanges, even if white just answers. Like, off the bat, they're bad exchanges. They're just bad for your endgame. So, especially when you're creating two groups on one side of the board, these groups are going to hurt each other. Like, these two groups are split and they're hurting each other. An exchange like c9 for b8, like, exacerbates that. Because this means that white's going to have all the endgame everywhere. So, it's not a good exchange. It's, it's nice to know that you have this move in relative center if you like, but it's not good to exchange it unless you really have to. So I'd really suggest you think twice before you play moves such as q17 and c9. Wannabe Specialist, thank you. Thank you for following. New name. Maybe not new name. Name I don't remember. So yeah, this is not good for black. And then this is okay, probably. You're being flexible. And it's also kind of funny, so... Wait, okay, this is not good. Oh, hello there. Yeah. Should have done that a second ago. I was misreading like crazy, as usual. Yeah, this is weird. This is weird. So, black lives, which is fine, and then black realizes, oh, I need to add a move. That sucks. But then black was like, okay, let's give my opponent a Ponuki, so I can maybe try and figure out a way to live locally. And then let's live locally anyway. So that's probably not good. Oh, hello there, Dusty Baduk. I guess this does have the perk that you can live this way. But actually, this is alive already. So you can live by hunting in any case. Yeah, you can live by hunting in any case, I believe. Yeah. So in that case, then these exchanges just hurt black. So far you're not doing well. Just white's getting way too thick. Like, if I were white now, I would probably play here-ish? Ish? Very-ish. And it's hard to visualize at first. Well, I would exchange this because it's a good exchange, but okay. I would maybe play something like L9 next, and then make sure that your group is, like, unhappy. Maybe this one, actually, because I don't want you to run to the lower side. And it looks a little bit unintuitive, because, black has points and white doesn't. But if you look at it closely, black doesn't have points. So black doesn't really have that many points. The point landscape is actually more like black has 20-ish on the top side. Yeah, 20, 28. And then what this is going to turn into is... is that white gets this endgame because black got a bad result earlier. I'll have you know I have like 30 points. Yeah, you have 30 points, but if we consider white's endgame, white has 30 points without doing anything. Like, white's gonna make 30 points passively. Like, it's already... Komi on the left side is already, gonna be 20. So if white plays one move here, white's ahead on cash. 30 more hard cash than white. No, my point is that white already is almost caught up to you on hard cash just from the left side. Like, left and top side. Like, if white played here, white's arguably ahead on solid cash. So, even though the center is hard to make into something, it doesn't have to be made into much. It has to be made into a little bit, and then white's fine. So, this position's quite nice for white. To be fair, J10 is well placed. J10's a nice move, Tangjie. It's actually doing a good job reducing. What white did here is a bit suspicious. I agree, the Ponuki was terrible. The Ponuki? Oh, yeah, giving the Ponuki was pretty bad, yeah. Because you killed all your invasion prospects there in the future, before you could have made a group on the left side. But okay, what white did here was a bit strange. If I were white, I would never have created a group here, because It just doesn't work with the rest of the it just doesn't work with the rest of the board, this white group. Like, white should have been playing in the middle, I think. Or if you play on the side, you have to play light. You don't have to turn this whole thing into a liability. Go Gooplet, hello there, an Oscar stream. Yeah, a rare occurrence. Welcome back. Oh, whoops, no, okay. So, I mean, this flow of play is really nice for black. Because suddenly, white's potential is dwindling as the group runs out. So white's decision to make a group here was very strange. White's probably still better, but the decision was strange. Okay, white played some Sente moves. And then white thought he got a reading sequence? Yeah, this is weird from white. This is weird from white. Oh, he was going for the ko. Fair enough. Ish. I'm 1-8 against street play, okay. I'm actually wondering what's wrong with... What's wrong with this, and this? Spends too much time brushing his hair, can't stream anymore. Yeah, it takes too long. What's wrong with this for black? It's some fight. I was worried about the fights in both corners. Yeah, this isn't Sente for white. And given that... Oh, whoops. So given that white does have some aji around your other corner, so that's... This may be playable for black. Maybe even... Is this move a thing? And you're trapping white's group? White has to be careful. And if white plays here... I don't know. I don't know if it's good. It's just an idea. The point is, if you're fighting, you have to fight properly. You can't do the connection stuff because that hurts your corner too much. The other thing you could do is just play from the top and connect, which is already, you know, probably fine for black. I really messed up on the bottom, and the prime suspect isn't the Kosumi, but it's part of it. Okay. I mean, this ko is okay for black. Oh. Like, the ko is maybe okay for black because it's also heavy for white, right? So... Oh my god. You gave the corner. I guess the ko... I was gonna say the ko is fine for black. And the reason I was saying it's fine is that it's also heavy for white, but white has the local threats and black doesn't have any threats. Yeah, you had no threats. So, what about we play here, 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 and then we just win the race without ko? Like, it's still a ko, but it's a better ko. This is a much nicer ko, is it not? We need to cut first, huh? Cutting first is... Yeah, cutting first is the correct order, or should be. And then here. So then... The only ko white can really make is... Okay, white has two different kos, but both of them are much, 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 much better than the game. So, one of them is we do this. And then it's a stage ko where black took the first stage. And, you know, if black, even if black connects, it's still a ko where, you know, black takes first. Black won't connect, probably. But, you know, even if white takes, this is actually still a ko. So, this this is a much better ko for black. You know, you're just getting a better deal. And the other ko that white can make is, after black connects, white plays this move. How about white? Okay, white's best option is this. Okay, this is white's best option. Which is still better for black, because you can at least tenuki. You have a little bit more leverage here. Because you can tenuki and white can't finish it in one move. It's still terrible, but it's better than nothing. The game is just terrible because it's a direct ko and white has the local threats. I hadn't appreciated like how terrible this ko was for black, the one in the game. Just because you have no, like, black has no threats on the entire board and white has local threats, so you're gonna have to give up something big. Throwing in is awful. This ko's worse for black because white gained on the bottom. Did white gain on the bottom? Yeah, white gained. It's a relative gain, right? Yeah, and any ko is terrible, yes, but you can't avoid any ko. Like, that's the reason why this is a terrible exchange. But if you're doing a ko, then the best one is one where you can at least tenuki and white hasn't finished it yet. So if I were to advocate a ko, it would be this one. This is a minor evil. 3 for 4 is a minor evil. I think, at least. But this is really uncomfortable as well. I mean, the position's just terrible. Like, at least like this, you get another move. That's my argument. So, you know, here, and then here, and then here. Or something. And you get 3 moves instead of 2. If black was really smart and knew he had no ko threats, then R2 at S3. Yeah, you can give up the corner, but that's not the premise of this sequence, right? Like, if black's playing this move, then black's not doing it to play S3. So I think the root of the problem is L2. Like, L2 looks good, but it hurts something else. And actually, that's a theme in a lot of Tangje's biggest mistakes this game. Like, if you just make a count of what black's biggest mistakes are this game, or some of them anyway. Okay, the biggest one was not taking here. Okay. But the other ones are all terrible exchanges that black made, where I'm not sure that black's thinking through the consequences. So, for example, one of them's here. Now this move is worth -5 points in Sente. At least it's in Sente. It's at least worth -5. It's worth more than that. This move is another komi for white, easily. And, you know, these exchanges, which were like trying to half-heartedly get Sente in the corner, that's my guess as to why black played them. And also this move. So they're all exchanges that you're serving a specific purpose in the short term, but hurting all of your real prospects in the game. Like, or most of them anyway. So that's a problem probably that black has to work on, based on this game. I haven't watched that many of Tangje's games recently, but... Okay, so this ko is... I mean, now black kind of has to grandiosely play P13 and go like, mine. But I mean, white's gonna live inside, so... I mean, white might not, but that's on white, not on me. Okay, white goes back to bully your group, that's fine. Wait, why did white stop bullying your group? Ah, it's not so easy to bully. It should be a... I think it's bullyable. That's some hard reading. Yeah, I think white's fine. I played the attach and realized connecting doesn't actually save my corner on the top left. I should just fix like a normal human being. Yeah. Wait till you review my game, you'll find dozens of -5 moves. Nice. But actually, white's fine here. White messed up the order, that's the issue. So white should connect. White should connect. And... yeah, okay. This just should work. We hane. So far, it's kind of like the game. And then we play this. We extend. You have to kill. Do you have to kill? You can do this. Oh, this is complicated. I guess this hane is enough. The hane is worse, but it's probably enough. The whole idea is that I want to have 3 liberties when I cut here. And then just murder. Yeah, this works for white. And the whole idea is that you want to have 3 liberties on the lower side. So, okay, this works for white, but it's a little bit... Please no murder me. Yeah, so white could have murdered you, but white can't murder you anymore, because if white tries this, then you block, and then you take this liberty. So you're losing the liberty race locally, but you're winning this. So, actually, white really messed up here, okay. So, nice job on the lower side. Yeah, he messed up the order, okay. Yeah, so... Wait, but now both of you started dying again. That's exciting. This game's such a mess. This game, I don't even know who won. I'm too scared to find out at this point. Yeah. I read this as Seki! No way. Black's gonna die. Black has to die. If white plays here, Black's gonna die. Black has no liberties, I think. So maybe it's not clear, and I'm just... Yeah, maybe it's not as clear. My first instinct was that Black dies, but my first instinct could very easily be wrong. My game is Star Wars 2. Actually, it's really not clear. Oh, goes hard. Goes hard. Yeah, it might be Seki. It might be Seki because white doesn't just win the race taking liberties, so then both sides are gonna make an I. But you messed up? Wait, how did black... Maybe black didn't mess up. Maybe white was meant to kill, but... I thought it was Seki because of similar outside liberty. Black should have p7. Yeah, getting... p7 exchange is dangerous, Telegraph Go. It's dangerous. I guess... Yeah, I guess the outside still holds. Barely, but it does. So yes, black should have exchanged p7. But I'm actually thinking that here the correct move should be this. Should be. I don't know if it works. I know it's dangerous, but you can die otherwise. Yeah, okay. I agree. So this... Black's actually fine here. Black's killing here. Reading's hard. I guess Hane. White's still fine. White's still fine. Yeah, white kills. White kills. So nothing works for black. This exchange was really quite important. E7. I mean, it hurts the outside terribly, but it's necessary. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I hallucinated. White's just white was killing even in that variation. But okay, black died here as well. I mean, the game should be unplayable for black now. I'm almost scared to see what happens if the game isn't over. I'm just counting. Yeah, the game is pretty over, yeah. Black's just behind. Or should be, anyway. It's really bad that white missed the timing to play A. White should have found a timing to play A4. But, oh well. And that's the end of it? Okay. And final result is... Oscar loves these slugfest games. I didn't know about that one. So... Wait, how much did white win by? What's the result? How can I not see the result of an OGS game? White was winning by a bit. You won by one. How did you win this? Yeah, I mean, I was scrolling through and I was like, unless white dies with something, this game's over, right? But I had a similar experience watching a game of my students recently. I thought he was ahead by 15 points at the beginning, and then I scrolled through to the end. I was like, nothing special, nothing special, nothing special, nothing special, right? And then at the end of the game, my student was behind by 12. He dropped 30 points in the end game. And then I started looking at the details. I was like, oh, oh, okay. That made sense. White messes up on the left at b9. Was that me? No, that wasn't Siko. Strongest endgame I've ever played. White played a few slack moves. What do you mean white messed up at b9, Tangche? I was like looking what's up with b9. Okay, wait. So let's look at this carefully. So white murdered black on the right side. So let's count seriously here. What's going on? So black has about 60. I think that's fair. And white has... Yeah, white has 6 points lead in terms of actual cash. But I mean, if white plays e19, f18, the lead balloons by 15. So the influence is definitely worth something. So okay, you played e18. That's probably good. But I mean, white should be ahead by 10 points and has a surplus in influence. I think losing 10 points in an endgame is normal. These guys are like EGF 2, 3 down level, right? Or so. Like, you're not supposed to lose 10. Like, this is losing. So white's ahead by nearly 10 points, and white has enough influence that one would expect white to be the one that gains points throughout the endgame. This is probably a first big mistake. EGF 5 done level minimum. 5 done level. AGA 6 done is not EGF 5 done. Trust me, I played an AGA 6 done like 2 days ago in a tournament. I mean, he's okay, but EGF 5 done level is a bit excessive. Okay, you just think Tangji is strong. Okay. Much stronger than Lei, for example. Okay. The level of this game is pretty high, I agree. It's like, these misreads are understandable for like a quick game or something like that. I could do them for sure. 4 downs don't usually go to 8 down Fox. Yes, usually get stuck at 7 done. Well, I mean, this to a certain extent further helps my point. Like, this further helps my point. Someone of this level... Like, someone of this level just absolutely is not allowed to lose 10 points in endgame. But yeah, this is white's first big mistake. You can't let O16 happen, probably. It's really big, right? So it affects endgame on the top side quite significantly. It's Sente. Or not Sente, but has a huge follow-up. And there's nothing else big on the board. This is a very interesting endgame. It's an uncharacteristic endgame, because every endgame that any of you people have ever played, a lot of you are in the Nordic Go Dojo, so you people play an endgame, right? And then you guys are like, let's play in the center. And I'm like, look at the second line, please. Like, very often. Like, you're playing empty space. You're quibbling over loose change. You know? Play on the side of the board, please. This is an exception. Almost all of the entire side of the board has been played in. There's very few big moves on the side of the board. So somehow this is an endgame that's going, like, where a lot of, you know, it's going to be a lot about the understanding of the abstract center points, which is not the strong suit of most people. A move like L13 is just weird. You should connect. Like, here you should just make shape and then see what happens rather than have this be done to you. Like, black gains half of 10 points here, nearly. That's a lot of points. Because, you know, there's the follow-up that's worth around 9 points, so... Plus the value of capturing the stone topside Aji. It's just... We might have to slow down the HA rank bashing a bit. Maybe. White probably missed an endgame Tetsuji here. So, later in the game, we saw how they played endgame normally here on the lower left. The border shouldn't have been like that. The border shouldn't have been like that. So, let's say white starts with this move. What does black do? You can't play this because white's gonna cut and kill. So, black's going to have to block, but then white has this Atari. White has this move. You're gonna have to play here. Oh, even better, even better. White makes an I. So I guess, yeah, white makes an I. I guess you can start with this move. Okay, let's say something like this. Then white's always going to have better endgame in the corner, because white got this exchange in for free. White has an extra, like white has slightly more in the corner now. So for example, isn't this just a co-shape? It's a weird co-shape, but it's a co-shape nonetheless, and it's at least extra profit. So white probably did something weird endgame-wise here, but it's very, like, it's a small detail. That white has less now. That white has slightly less power. In the corner endgame. Like, it's not a big deal. White threw in f11 and didn't do anything with it. Yeah, yeah. If you go to g7... g7? At this point, can white kill? But you have to answer this Atari, no? Like, you have to prevent this threat. And now black lived. So how does white have time to... How does white have time to prevent the threat? f7? Yeah, I think white could have killed earlier, no? Like, killing earlier was easier. Wait, how blind am I? Like, this doesn't work. There's two threats. Black's threatening to live here and live here. So AI says white could have killed when black played g9. Ah, you mean with... Okay. Yeah, for example, here you can... Here you may be able to kill, like, this and, like, this. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you can. Because you just do this, and it's scary, but it's only scary. Black can't do anything. So yeah, white could have killed for sure. This reminds me, I had a lesson with a student today. And my student, this is the student that lost this endgame, right? And we were talking, and my student knew he was ahead. So he played endgame, like, kind of passively. And then eventually, he lost, right? So then we reviewed endgame, and it was basically a little bit like white's position here, where white had the lead in strength and the lead in points, but eventually he just let his opponent catch up. This is very similar. Black has a weak group in the center, so black has been kind of overextending here. Not kind of, right? You know, kind of overextending to try and make a group in here. But this group can actually get attacked. And I'm guessing that white's attitude was like, I'm playing endgame, you know? He's not thinking, I'm going to kill this group. So white maybe was never even thinking of killing. And that can be to your detriment. So, for example, here, let's say that white, takes the ice space. I mean, of course, black doesn't have to answer, but if black doesn't answer, white makes a huge endgame gain. So let's say white places this, and then cuts. What now? Is black alive? Maybe not, right? There's a lot of pressure that white can still exert here. And white never looked for that. That's my impression. And often, when you go into an endgame and you're the one who's stronger on the board, you're still going to be able to exercise that pressure to get stuff. And people don't recognize that because they think they're playing the endgame. So that may have been what white did wrong here. B9 lost white the game. Oh, B9 isn't necessary? Yeah, B9 isn't necessary. Oh, do you think Q should study the endgame? Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't catch that earlier, Zogi. I think the endgame is actually not that hard. Like, endgame... Simply counting endgame values is relatively simple. Like, the technique is simple. Actually doing it when you're in Byoyomi and time travel, etc., 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 is not hard. But the technique isn't very hard. And just knowing how to count values. And you'd be surprised, so endgame's easy when your reading is strong. Well, that's the thing. Endgame is also highly reading based. So what I was going to mention is that if you just learn how to count point values for moves like worth less than 4 points or so, you'd be surprised at how many points I shoplift off of say I'm playing my 5Q student in a teaching game. You'd be surprised at how many points I shoplift off of them in the last 30 moves of the game, Like, not counting dame. Like, often it's a lot. So, if you just get used to counting point values of very small moves, you can actually lynch a few points off of your opponent. Maybe like 5 in late endgame. And that's not reading based, that's just instead of not focusing and just playing any move that is worth more than 0, you actually play that best move. And that'll get you very far. And it's not that hard to do. Playing endgame well at a reading level is pretty difficult. Like, you have to know a lot of Tetsujis, a lot of experience, so yeah. Like 2 points instead of 1.5 points. I don't mean that, Yakago. I mean 4 points instead of 1 point. I mean that type of mistake. Like, if I play someone who's 5Q, they'll do that all the time. So they're like, oh, this looks kind of big, and they don't count it. They don't think of counting it, So, like, when I play Lucas Podpera, then maybe one of us is going to get an edge because we play a 2-point move instead of a 1 and 3/4 of a point move. And if we do that 4 times, we're gonna add up to a 1-point lead, a 1-point gain throughout the endgame. But at 5Q level, it's up to 10 points I've gained in very late endgame, So it was big but lost Sente, for example. If you get every less than 4-point endgame move right, you're done already. I'm not sure about that one. Maybe you are, Siku, because you're relatively close to done anyway, but it can make a difference. So that, I may recommend looking at endgame. Also, it's something that nobody else looks at, so you're guaranteed an advantage at your level. Like, not everyone's level here, and there's some pretty strong players in chat. But if you're a Q level player, almost none of you has looked at endgame. Seriously. So, like, or let's say you've looked at endgame much less seriously than everything else in Go. So, most of my moves are lost in endgame, I guess your games are lost in endgame now, which feels bad. Yeah, and big endgame is different to small endgame. Like if we go to this position, this is an endgame, right? If we go to this position, this is an endgame. But here, the skill you need to implement isn't the counting of point values. It's much more abstract than that. It's much less specific, and it's often reading based. So even though this is kind of already starting to look like an endgame, it's not. It's not necessarily about counting point values. Is quote unquote looking at endgame just learning to do it right or doing tsumego? I think you should learn the theory. Like, I think you should learn how to count points, like how to count move values, and then do problems. So there's problems online on 101 Witchy, for example, endgame problems, where you have to figure out the values of moves and play out a hypothetical or not hypothetical endgame on a 13x13 board, for example, so that there's not that many. So, who wants to be Tsutsui from Hikaru no Go? Yeah. There are 10Q out there who studied with very strong endgame, but I think it can be frustrating to some extent to be too good. I mean, if you have anything disproportionately good in your game, it's frustrating because you're bad at the other stuff. But since Zogi mentioned, is it worth it to study endgame? I think it's worth it to do a very little bit that will snatch you 5 points every endgame at the end. You know? So, like, if you just learn how to count point values and do a couple of problems, and in your games when you're playing Yose, just calculate. I don't mean every endgame move. I mean endgame moves of a value below 4 points. That'll make a big difference. Endgame is more about feeling for me. That means you're worse at endgame than you could be, free cheese. I don't think I ever count the value of points. Yeah, exactly. So when I play my 5Q student or like my 3Q student and they play the endgame by feeling, then I recover. Most of my lead is taken in the endgame. You know? So I'm particularly bad at endgame, probably like most single-digit Qs. If you're too good at endgame, you cannot be too bad at other things. That's also true. It's hard to become really good at endgame if you're bad at other stuff, so... Felt good to play this Slugfest game, though. Yeah, congrats on the Slugfest, Tangji. Was a fun one. My main piece of advice that I can give from this game is actually stop making bad exchanges. So when you want to exchange something for some reason, think about what you're hurting when you make that exchange. Because, like, it's subtle, but moves like this, exchanges like this are just terrible for you. And moves like this, and I think probably you are not in the short term considering the consequences of stuff like this. In the long term, maybe you'll be like, oh yeah. That's bad. But you don't think about it while you're playing it. That's my guess. I may be wrong, but you know, that's something I see from this game. Okay. So that's probably a good place to conclude the review. On to Zogi. So Zogi also wanted a game to be reviewed. I don't know if you want to DM it to me, Zogi, or I don't know, post it in the Discord channel. I don't know. It's up to you, really. I usually play under the thought of mutual destruction, Telegraph can confirm. Well, I disagree with that. You should play for the destruction of your opponent. If you do something that hurts you, well, don't do it. Like Q17 doesn't destroy anything except your group on the top side. Like, yeah. Okay, thanks for the link, Zogi. Arc Yonghun's endgame tactics. Nice. I'll be looking at that. Trust me, Tangjit plays for my destruction. I see. Okay. So wait. Let's click a link. Wait. Okay. And Zogul Heroes, that's a good name. So I'm not sure about most moves. That's correct, yes. Can everyone see... Wait, why can't they see... Why does the overlay see the wrong board? Like, it still sees Street Play versus One Collar Man, which is weird. Okay, there we are. That looks better. Don't spoil. Oh, sorry. I should go back. Nobody saw anything. Also, nobody saw the result unless they look closely at the board. Okay, so this is OGS 4Q level, and Zogi is black, correct? So, I think you mentioned a while ago what specifically you wanted to ask about this game or questions you had, but I forgot them. So if you want to mention them again, go ahead. Wow. Actually, Zogi, do you see anything wrong with I'm trolling the ladder, never mind. But even so, do you want to do this? I guess not. I guess the Atari is fine. For some reason I thought the ladder would work, but never mind. I'm going AI on everyone because I'm misreading the ladder. Okay. So white can't connect because otherwise black does this. Actually, black can still actually, like, sorry, white can still live here. So white should have connected, but okay. 017, not sure. I think 017 is probably okay. Like, you could go the really nuclear option and go for a kill. So, okay, ladder doesn't work, but you could now go for this and be like, haha, I killed you. But this type of exchange is risky. So, let's say that white plays here, 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 and then you want to answer all of these, because if you don't answer them, then the Hane is painful. Even if white doesn't kill you, the Hane is painful. White gets a lot of stuff on the outside. And then white plays something like this. Then you're kind of enclosed. And, you know, you're going to win the Liberty race. It's okay. But I'm not sure how good it is. The game's also good for you. Like, when white chooses to live on the third line like this and lets you wedge like this, which creates two problems in his shape, everything's good for you. We're just discussing degrees of good. So the game's also good for you. I think what you did was fine. So you could kill the corner, but killing the corner is not the only thing you can do in Go. This was also good for you, probably. So, no, there are no great moves than Tenuki. Yeah, but... Well, it depends, right? Because if there are no great moves and your opponent is threatening to kill you, then you don't Tenuki. So, you know, like, in any case, I like black's move so far. Black is doing okay. Also, black playing here is threatening a Ko. I don't know how many of you know this shape. Not dying can be a great move, yeah. P18 is almost Sente. P18 is Sente. Well, it's Sente for a Ko, which is, you know, Ko's a relative thing. Like, you don't... White's not going to spend a move to live in Ko. So, sorry, to prevent black from playing a Ko. So, Ko's not Sente. It's big endgame. I'd call P17 big endgame. Really big endgame. Yeah, I had a 30 point lead in the start, but I lost it in the middle game. Okay. We know Victor would want the Ko. Sente is only Sente if your opponent answers. Sente is only Sente if your opponent should answer. But what you did here was okay so far. I like this. Like, I like this move in a way because it's pointing out that white has a shape problem. White defended it, which is slow. But that's just successful for you. Not sure about this move, because it doesn't actually connect. Like, white can still cut you, and then go down. So, it doesn't do anything. It's not bad, but it doesn't do anything. Wait. Yeah? Like, if I were black, I'd just jump, probably. P6, S4 are good. P6 and S4 are fine. I think I'd play them. Pretty sure I'd play them. So, the whole point is that when white plays R5, then, you know, you extend, white extends, and then you play here. That would be okay. White plays Q6, and you turn, which is fine. If white goes down, then Hane and here is the best way, absolute best way of pointing out this shape weakness, which white has. So what this means is that if white ever tries to play here, And then black Han is. So, and white has no eye shape because black's connected. So white has this problem to deal with, and the shape sucks. So your way of playing semi-secures a corner, makes your shape really strong, and also points out that white's shape is terrible. It's good. M3. M3 is fine. Also. You play them thinking they're bad. Probably thought they were bad afterwards, maybe. But the pincer's also okay. I think. It's not this. I wouldn't play the pincer. I wouldn't play the pincer. Like what I would do here is probably I'd shoulder hit. And if white wants to get the group out, so let's say white does something like this, I would now take the opportunity to attack white's group because it doesn't have two eyes, and then white's group's gonna have to run in suspicious fashion, and I'm gonna get to build on the top side by making it run. That's what I would do. But your pincer's okay. Might even create another weak group if white chooses to run out the stones. So I'm not gonna complain about your move. The reason I don't like your move so much is that it leaves a cutting point that could be unpleasant a little bit, but it's okay. So yeah, S11's weird. It doesn't do anything because it doesn't connect you. It doesn't even connect you. If you were playing locally, you'd even rather play this move so that you're actually threatening both to connect and you're also taking the eye shape of white's group. So it's not an efficient move, but okay. No big mistakes. I mean, this game's fine so far. Oh, white's begging to die here. White's making all of these exchanges. Like, white made Q11 for Q10, then O11 for O10. White's asking black to play here and try to murder you. I mean, white's only way of surviving is to run out somehow. And it does survive. Maybe. I don't know. It might. Very suspicious. Like, it doesn't. The point isn't even whether it survives. The point is that the group's like not doing anything. The group's just floating and dying and getting harassed. So all of these exchanges white made are hurting the rook. And you can basically. I think you should go for it now. Because I was sure white was alive. Oh. Wait, but isn't white locally dead? Am I misreading something? Can someone verify? If white Han is, you don't have to block. You can just extend your jump. And then if white plays here, you play here. So white's locally dead. I think, at least. I've been known to be wrong before. So, okay, so if you didn't see it's alive, then so far the biggest flaw I can see in your game is your tsumego skills. That you should see that. Like, it's... I don't think it's... Like, or not should, but you would improve... My misreading, not yours. Okay. Like, you would improve more by... Like, you would improve by seeing that kind of thing, so... Okay, so everyone's shape gets destroyed here. That's fine-ish. Well, you're 10 stones stronger, so okay. Yeah, but I mean, I have students that have been right before, you know? Like, once in a while when I'm discussing with my students go check the computer or something, and then they're like, you were wrong, and they have a point. So, like, sometimes their arguments are good. So, improve by tsumego surprise. Well, I'm not saying, like, if I look at some people's point, like, for example, when I saw Tang Jie, right? When I saw Tang Jie's game, my advice to him isn't you should do more tsumego. My advice to him is think twice before you make an exchange that you like, you know? With Zogi, the biggest thing I can see so far is that he could do with a little bit more reading skill relative to the rest of his game. Here, Star Wars starts. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. So you're gonna cut through. And it would probably be better to jump, because then white's never getting out ever. But this is also fine, because if white does attach, then this attachment's a little bit hard to handle. Like, okay, you're still attacking a group, you're still, it's good, you just hane. But to connect, for example, you need to give a ponuki, which you don't want to do. So, pushing here is fine, because you're going to give white a ponuki, but you're going to capture white in the center. That's fine. Like, that's what we call a trade. Probably fine. In fact, I think black's better. But here, like, you messed up again on a little bit of a detail. The attachment bothered you. I guess you missed it, right? This kind of attachment is hard to see. So, I guess if you really want to hold it, you can play here. Which is suspicious shape-wise. But it holds. It sort of holds. It sort of holds. Like, the idea is that you're sort of making a miai out of this one and this one, right? So, but it's very suspicious. I'll short example. So let's say that white plays here. Now, white can play this move and start a ko at least. Now this ko is probably fine for black, but it's a ko. So if you try to block white, double ataris. So one is exactly the kind of move I'm learning not to play XC. Yeah. So one is the type of move. So when I was like your level, or maybe, up until I was a bit stronger, I had this inherent belief that I could just calculate everything. Like, if I had a situation, I could calculate it perfectly. So often I'd play moves like this that aren't good shape. But I was like, I read it out and it works, Haha. Like, look at me being a genius. And occasionally they work. Most of the time they don't. But you need to figure out when they work and when they don't work. I used to play them all the time because I was like, haha, I got you, Not necessarily the case, but, that's how I thought. White has N11. N11 kind of doesn't work that well. So if white connects, then black's fine, but if white wedges, then black ataris. And this is a ko, but black has already gained a ponuki, and it's a flower ko for black, so black's very happy with that. Likewise, if white starts with this, it's the same idea. It's just a flower ko for black. So, and like, white isn't dead unconditionally, but white's sort of dead. So the issue isn't that they don't work, but the opponent gets so much for free then. Yeah, so people play them, and then they don't respect, for example, that indirectly, this move might be sent in now, or indirectly some move here will be sent in, that there's a lot of baggage attached to moves like this. Like, people play this type of move because they work, but they don't see long-term consequences. So, it's not good, it's just what white has. Yeah, I agree with that. But okay, in the end, white broke out. At this point that white has successfully broken out, white should really take this ponuki. Likewise, if I had to guess, black should prevent white from getting the ponuki, because once white gets... So, let's say white does get the ponuki, then white can even play this move next, and black's entire corner isn't alive. So, if black plays it, you're threatening to cut. It's kind of sente. It's kind of a nice move to have. It's an awkward shape for black because you don't want to give white either K13 or H14, but if I had to choose, I'd not give the ponuki. So, and in fact, white's pushes here really hurt him. Hello there, Nijay. Radius as always. I saw you playing on KGS recently, or at least an imposter of you. Or you, who knows. And this is an interesting position. So white ruined their ponuki, because, now, okay, white can get a ponuki, but it's kind of a sad ponuki. And black can locally kill, but white can sort of survive because of the ponuki. Well, here it becomes too complicated for my Q level. Don't worry, it's also too complicated for me. It's all good. Always too... The permanent state of being of the game of Go is too complicated. So, Sad Ponuki noises. Yeah. Played a game recently. I didn't notice you noticing me, though. I didn't notice me noticing you either. But somehow I remember seeing the name Najee on KGS recently. Something like that. I vaguely remember it, so... My KGS name is exactly like the name here. Yeah, mine is not. Mine's not. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Speaking of complicated. Okay, Black messed up. Black messed up. So okay, so we need to talk about this. Here, this move, I think you're kind of trying to peep or something, but it just has too many shape problems once white just cuts through. Like, this stone of yours is, like, really lonely and not helped by anyone. It's just getting cut. So, if I were black here, I would probably just make shape somehow. So what I mean by make shape is white still has some aji, and white's dying on the top side anyway, so we can get this move, for example, and then if white, if white takes Gote to live, that's okay. Later in the endgame, we're even going to get this incent, and we're very, very solid. Then we can go back to doing stuff. And, since there's no group that's easy to attack, then maybe this Hane is big, or maybe this block is big. Just something that's big on points. This group is really hard to attack because it's already got out. It's basically connected to to white's thickness on the lower and left side. So the plan of keeping in the center is old-fashioned at this point. You don't need to do it anymore. You should play somewhere else and start playing something big because there are no weak groups anymore. So, if there's nothing to attack, nothing to do, you just play a big move and wait. So you could play this and fix. You can play here directly and accept that white gets this Ponuki. Incente, which is also strengthens black, but then white's locally alive. So somehow, I mean, you can probably just play a big move, and this isn't spectacular for white because you're just making black stronger. But on the other hand, white doesn't want black to get this incente, so it's kind of like doing something bad to prevent something worse from happening. I kind of overplayed. Yes, you kind of overplayed. This is an overplay. And then this Hane is also an overplay because you're leaving so many issues here. And white just pushes you out, and then you have issues. So once white just makes all of these exchanges and goes out, then white's shape here makes sense. It's cutting apart your two groups. Remember how before you had sente moves and you could so if we go back a little bit, black, if black does this, you can get an ultra solid shape in Sente. Oh, thanks for the review, by the way. My phone died earlier. Yeah, welcome, Tanche, and also welcome back. So remember how you could get this ultra solid shape, right? For black. Well, now it looks like this, right? It's just torn apart, and white's group isn't in trouble anymore because it's out, and you're losing your potential on the left side. So keeping your stones connected and congruent here was really important. I think that's what you should have prioritized. Okay. And also you need to look out for weaknesses like this. I miss the fact that connecting was Sente. Well, if you miss the fact that connecting was Sente, then you still shouldn't play this double Hane. You should extend, right? Like, you should be aware of the fact that you have some weakness, and then you should play accordingly. So if you don't see that it's Sente, then you can play differently. If you see that it's Sente, then you can get this in and then play the double Hane. And then if white exchanges, then you don't care about this anymore because you're connected and strong. White's not pushing through. Double Hane is one of my banes. You mean one of your banes, right? Double Hane is your bane, or something like that. Zogi, I'm going to give you the same advice Jeff gave me. Tetsuji problems. Oh. Yeah, Tetsuji problems might be helpful for Zogi. I think in general, Yeah, Tetsuji problems might be good based on this sequence, and a little bit of Tsumego at S9 is also good, because strategically you're playing really good for OGS 4Q, you know? So you're playing well, but when you play stuff like this, then you're putting yourself in trouble. And, you know, other than doing, you know, problems to hone your instincts, I would suggest that when you're playing, try and be aware of when you create weaknesses. I'll give you an example. When you play here, you're creating a weakness. White can obviously cut through, right? Like, you can read this. This is your level, right? For sure. I mean, it's just white cuts through, right? So when you hane, you should be aware of the fact that you're letting white cut. That doesn't mean it's a problem, right? That doesn't mean it's a problem that you hane. It doesn't mean hane is a bad move. It means you need to be aware of the fact that hane creates a weakness. So like this, it's like you're kind of going about your own life without looking at your own shape, and then your own shape gets destroyed. It's rarely that I get outplayed, it's more that I make big mistakes. Okay, so basically, in my opinion, you need to be a bit careful about your shape. So when you play something like a double hane, just know that there's a problem with that, which is that you're creating big weaknesses in your shape. Tetsuji problems have been helping me in that I can much better appreciate how bad shape can be. Yeah, exactly. Lettermouse, hello there. Welcome. Okay, so here black got a bad result, and, you know, white destroyed your center potential, and now you still kind of have to handle the F13 group. So that's annoying for black. Siku's about 4Q, I think. That's what he shows up as in the Nordic Go Dojo, so. Okay, this we probably should talk about again. EGF 3Q officially now. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, you had a really good tournament in the BJA. I think Siku was actually streaming his games, and I think he won 5 out of 6 games and only lost the last one. That's a strong performance. Good job. See? Nordic Go Dojo's good. No, Siku's good. Maybe we had nothing to do with it. Maybe we did. Who knows? Student does most of the work anyway. Okay, so you defs did. Oh, nice to hear. But yeah, nice tournament result, really. Okay, so getting back to the game. Remember, Zogi, how I was talking about how you want to keep your stones connected and you don't want them to get cut and you want your stones to work together? Which group of yours is currently cut, if you're in the chat? Which group of yours is currently not connected and should be connected? Because it has one eye. F11? Yeah, F11. F11 has one eye. Let's say that white plays here. You're gonna have to live with this group. I mean, it might live, probably will, but you have to actually go and live with it. It's a liability that you have to take care of. Now, let's say you connect it. So you play this hane, and like you extend here, for example. And, I mean, white can't really cut because you have this way of connecting. So, like this, you're making points on the left side, and you're connecting all your stones. Those stones are never going to be a problem anymore. And like this, you're ensuring that you make some points. Another thing you could do, which is kind of aggressive, is you play something like d12, and you remind white of the fact that white's own group isn't alive. But you don't need to worry about that. This hane is fine. I actually hesitated with d8, but felt slow. Okay, so d8 is huge. Like, consider it this way. This is a point, this is already a hotspot in terms of shape. One player has the opportunity to hane on the head of stones, sort of. It's already a hotspot in terms of points. In the Fuseki, I would consider this. This move is huge. Because it either means white's building on the outside, or it means that black's, you know, making points on the left side. If we add to that the fact that there's the dynamic of connection of stones that you have to deal with, then it's a really, really urgent move. Really urgent. If we just compare, let's say white plays here now. You jump. Let's say white plays here now. You need to make life somehow, right? So let's do this and like this or something, right? You're gonna lose endgame. You're gonna lose all of this endgame. Because that's where the borders have been drawn. So you have nothing on the left side ever. Conversely, if you play here, and either white adds a move because white wants to live, or you play something like this move next, and remind white that, you know, he kind of needs to make life as well, then suddenly you have 20 points on the left side instead of almost none. So if you play here, then you're getting to build your own points, and if you don't play here, you're getting to defend your group. So it's actually a big difference. Yeah, so your move in the game is also a little bit risky, because white's really strong. White's... I see a 30-point move. It's really big. 30 points, probably not, but it's really big. It makes a big difference to the left side area. Reverse Sente 2, so 60. Well, I mean, it's not that big, but it is reverse Sente in the sense that you have to worry about your own group as well when white does that. I don't really want to think of it in terms of end game value. It's more about... it's more about the strength and weakness dynamic. When your groups get weak and they get attacked, you don't have time to make points. If your groups are strong and connected, then you do have time to make points. So, also, what do I have to do to get my game review? Yeah, 8,000 channel points. I have it pretty high because I don't want to spend all the streaming time reviewing games. That's basically what I've done this stream, but it's not what I do every stream, so... yeah. Okay, so this move is also a bit strange for the same reason it can and will get cut. I got 4.3k. Okay, you're like halfway there. So like this, you know, black might just get cut. And you know, you can reduce, it's not a big deal. But you would rather have jumped here to reduce and not get your stones cut. And not get your stones cut, than to get your stones cut. Now, short note, the biggest move on the board, including d9, is still this move because it kills white. But, you know, black played this game under the assumption that this group can't be killed. So we're, you know, not looking at that right now. Watching this makes me want to play. 12.7k here. I don't know how many people are sitting on channel points and not using them. But... yeah, so also it shouldn't make you want to play. It should make you want to watch more. Or preferably watch while playing. Or just go play. Enjoy. How do you earn it? You earn channel points passively, just by watching, and also if you... I think if you chat, you gain more. But I've got 20k, but I was too busy eating chips and Tangje got in before me. Nice. I'll be waiting to gamble the points. Oh, Pangolier Fluffy Cat, I see. I mean, I haven't made many bets recently, but they're, you know. Still waiting for a game I'd want to spend them on. I see. Oh, also if you sub, you earn them faster, yeah. Though, please don't sub to me, like, from now on. Because in about a month, I'll probably be streaming a bit less. So, because I have some exams coming up. I announced it in my Discord. So, I'll be streaming for like a month or so more, because I currently have some very recent subscribers. But I'll be winding down for a couple of months after that, because I have exams. Exam study stream. Yeah, please don't sub to me, you heard it here first. Yeah, I mean, you can sub if you just want to support me, but just know that you're not going to be getting the bonuses in terms of me streaming at the time, because I intend to like mid-April stop streaming or so. So that's kind of the idea. I mean, you can. I appreciate your support nonetheless, but just know I won't be streaming after April or so. Okay. Q6 is not alive, is it? Yeah, Q6 is not alive. but the point is that Black didn't see it's not alive, so we're pretending it's not alive. Like, if Zogi puts this in his AI, the AI will be like, kill S9, please kill S9, please kill S9. I'm not gonna do that because I'm, but just do a study stream so we can farm channel points. Yeah. Last time I subbed to someone, it was their last stream for several months. The guy had been streaming every day, and suddenly he was gone. Yeah. So I try to be communicative of when I'm gonna stop streaming or when I'm gonna be streaming less, so that people don't like sub, and then not have their. So for example, today Pangolier Fluffy Cat kindly gifted a sub. I will be streaming for the next month. So I guess that's fine. The person will get their value out of it. Thank you, Pangolier Fluffy Cat, for the gifted sub once again. But, I would like it if people don't sub to me and then be like, oh no, he's not streaming, I mean, if you want to sub and support me anyway, even if I'm taking a break from streaming, that's greatly appreciated. But just, I don't want to have that gap in communication where suddenly I'm gone off of Twitch, So... fair, I will be streaming after my exams, but a couple of months breaks. I like your channel. Just one request: can you make the chat text a little bigger, or maybe change the font? It's hard to read on screen. I mean, I can do that right now. Yeah. Tell me if it's more visible. The guy had been streaming every day and suddenly he was gone. Yeah, that sucks. Great. Nice. Thank you for the feedback, Borak. I really appreciate it. Borak Crimson. Will you be streaming after this review? I have one game I was a bit curious about. I think I'll have time for one more review, yeah. So I intend to stream it until around 9 and a bit. So, an hour and a bit more. So, yeah, we have time for one more. So... Too many is just 13, still 5 more years. I'm 18. I'm 18, very recently turned 18, and I have a year and a bit left of high school, because I'm a year behind. I'm a year behind because I spent a very long time studying Go in China. I fell behind in school. Don't tell anyone. Anyway, it's a simple game which makes it that much more curious to me. Okay, sounds interesting. If you want to throw a request, so. Happy birthday. Oh. Yeah, thanks. Okay. So let's keep going. So you actually got a good reduction out of the sacrifice stone. Not as good as you could have gotten if you hadn't sacrificed this stone. But sometimes it's good. Game review from Siku. Okay. So we have our stream planned out. So we have the rest of the stream planned out. And we have the constantly important this stuff. Is it actually your birthday? No, it is not. It's not. It was my birthday a while ago, like a little bit ago. Like what, a couple of weeks, I guess? Wait. Oh, never mind. It was my birthday 5 weeks ago. Time flies. What? Wait, my birthday was 5 weeks ago. I'm old. I'm like 3 weeks older than I thought I was. Hey, thanks for the bits, though. I think I said happy birthday to you then. Probably. Because Facebook told me. Yeah. He was forever 17, so that's a big change, yeah. But wow, my birthday is more far away than I thought it was. Okay, so let's keep reviewing the game of Go. That's why we're here. Let's... J9. J9, I guess the idea is that if white plays this, we cut through and cut through here. Which is good, locally. It's just, this isn't the area you want to be looking at. Like, white's still gonna Tenuki and play on the left side, and you can't do anything. If you try and cut, you die. And if you do anything else, then white connects and you didn't get enough. Like, the center area is really small. So, I ran my 5,000 meter time trial today. Wow, that's 5,000 more meters than I ran last couple of weeks. Um, but okay, nice. So finally you played the biggest move. Good job. That sounded snarky. Sorry, but yeah, you played the biggest move. And yeah, I would have played like this. Okay, not like this. Oh, okay, that's risky. The second biggest move. Yes, excuse me, the second biggest move. We forgot about this one, yes. So this attachment's okay, and it's a nice grab for points. It may actually be bigger. I think S9's bigger. S9's just a clean capture. So I got cold sweat here, says Zogi. Yeah. So here, if white cuts, what you should be doing is D10. And if D10 happens, then this connection, usually white would be able to cut because, you can't really kill because of this stuff, so you're losing something. But the reason that black's okay here, in my opinion, is that remember how white didn't have 2 eyes on the top side? White still doesn't have 2 eyes on the top side. So, Turnum, you're raiding with a party of 17. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to all the raiders. Nice stream, I hope. Wow. That was, yeah, thanks. Bloody Owl, thank you for the follow. New face. It's Pierrot. Hello there. Yeah, welcome everyone. So we're currently doing a game analysis from viewers, and we have a couple of games already on queue. So we're set for this stream. We have enough games for this stream. But yeah, it's Pierrot. Pierrot. I don't know. Is it French? I guess it's Pierrot. But nice pronunciation. Thanks, lol. Okay. Oh, Decros, thank you for the exclams, I guess. The Discord server is not so active recently, euphemistically speaking, but you can join it if you want to see announcements of when I stream and stuff. Bearded Man is here, yeah, indeed. You can make the game review out of stock. Out of stock? I'm confused. Okay, so basically, for you raiders, we were talking about how in this situation, black attached because black wanted some points. So at the moment it's, black just wants to make some points. White cut through, which looks very scary, but black's actually okay because let's say that white attempts to kill the left side, then, one has to remember that white's not alive on the top side. So this is a really interesting, dynamic, complicated position. Unfortunately, Zogi blocked this way and then got into some trouble. Because now his own group on the left side is also dying. Everyone's dying, so nobody knows what's going on. Finally, another stream to keep me awake. Yeah, hello there. So, well, I mean, wait, keep you awake? What are you keeping awake for? For the sake of it? It's not good for you. Maybe, I don't know. So, black's in trouble here, and what I imagine will happen is that black will connect on the second line. White will make life, and then, this is a bad result for black, because black started this whole sequence by playing these moves to, connect to stones, make points on the left side, and then white took over the left side for free. So this is good for white, obviously, locally. Now, black's probably still better because black was much better earlier. As Zogi said, he had a big lead, but black's in trouble. Now, let's see what happened in the game. Oh, wow. Oh, this is quite the insanity. Oh, wow, this is great. This is really, really, really great. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at your tragedy, Zogi, but this sequence is just really interesting. So, I'm all alone in my apartment, and the room in my room is opening by itself. Um, it's as strong as a monster. Yeah, Zoe was devastated. The door in my room. I guessed. I guess it's opening by itself. Yeah. Our thoughts are with you. Keikaku Dori. I wish I spoke Japanese. I think I have a friend and student who told me that keikaku means plan, but I don't know. All according to Keikaku. Yeah, he likes saying that a lot. But yeah, thought he might have been trolling. Okay, so we go to this sequence. Black went crazy here, which is fine. It's really interesting. Or I mean, fine. What I mean by fine is that it's so complicated that you can't immediately tell who's going to win. And actually here, isn't black fine, Zogi, if you just connect? Oh, Lion Guy Sai is here as well. That's right, according to Keikaku is a meme, I see. Yeah, hello there. Welcome back. So, can't black just connect? Because, you know, you were probably scared about A12, but you just kill A12. So, that's fine. Now, the real question is, what if white connects? And then we have a race. Oh, yeah, oh. And now we have a liberty race. And then this is going to be something along the lines of dum 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 dum. And sadly this ends in Seki, I think. Yeah. This ends in Seki. So 8K for a game review as it happens, yeah. So yeah, this ends in Seki, which is okay for black. The game is also somewhat okay for black because in this I mean, you did live with your group. So everyone lived, right? 8K euro. No. Those are my lessons, Siku. No. Yeah, no. I'm pretty cheap anyway. So you did live. So in the end, this is somewhat similar to if you had found that Seki. So that's fine. I mean, yeah. The only difference is that you would have gotten Sente in the Seki variation, whereas here white actually had the next move. So white got to protect his shape in the center. This move is probably not good. Probably. Because you're just losing Sente. Like, you don't need to play it. It would be bigger to capture here, for example. Or it would be bigger, I mean this move, but you don't know about this move, right? But there's lots of moves bigger than this one. This one, it's cutting 2 living groups. And not doing much. Like, here, Tenuki would have helped you. So just because the stone's close to white's last move doesn't mean it's a good one. So, yeah. Is it really living? Black's group. Yeah, black's group is completely fine. It has 2 ways to live. It's alive here if black Tenuki's again. I get... Oh, white's group. Oh, white's group. Well, let's put it this way. White's group can live in 1 move by making a Seki shape, right? And when white plays such a move, and we start fighting, also white can actually make an eye this way in the center as well. So white has lots of ways to make life. And in the meanwhile, your move is not so much putting pressure, like it's not putting pressure so much as just losing tempo. You're just losing a move. So this cut isn't so valuable. Because white has, you know, this makes a Seki shape locally. Okay, if black really wants to, black can play here. So okay, this is threatening to live in Seki, this is making an eye. You know, yeah, it's a little bit of an overplay, Zogi, yeah. Like, this group is really, really hard to kill, so you're just helping white. And... Oh? Didn't white just give you this move? Where you either cut white off in the center, or you make a ko. It's pretty important. I need 2k more. Yeah, 2k more channel points. Almost there. Barbaric ko. Who cares if it's barbaric? It's good. You either cut off a quadrant of the board in Sente, or if you're really, really, really greedy, you play this, you let white connect, and then you kill anyway. That's the Chad way of doing it. Also, it works too. It works too. And if white doesn't, you just get a ko. So Oscar only needs to stream more so everyone can bombard him with game requests. Yeah, that's probably not good. I wouldn't be able to keep up with all of them. I think about 15. How big P18 is? That's a good question. 15 seems possible? Is it that big? It might be that big. If it's that big, it was worth playing at the beginning. Like, it was worth playing immediately. How much is it worth? So if black captures it, black appropriates 1, 2, 3, 4-ish points. Like, it's 1, 2, 3 points-ish. 5, 6, I suppose? And white loses also some points. I mean, okay, wait. Let's try and... Yeah, because of the ko after. Yeah, I'm trying to count the value of the possibility of starting the ko, yes. Now, this may be long-winded and take a long time, but now I'm interested, so you guys are gonna have to deal with it. So, okay. So, if white plays such a move, we can we assume this move? And white answers? We can't. So we can assume this happens, actually. So, okay, in this case, white's gonna have 7 points, and black's gonna have 0. I won't surprise you if I say I missed P18 with coincident. Yeah, it happens. So in that situation, white's score... we're simplifying because we assumed white had 18 cente, but it's actually not unreasonable. So white had 7 points and black had 0. Let's go back to, let's say, if black plays. Black suddenly has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points that you could previously get. And black also has 1/3. Yeah, black has 1/3 of this corner. I don't count 019, no. I count half of it. So like 14 without the ko. Well, the point difference, like without the ko. So if we assumed the stone was here, then it's like if we compare to the previous situation, white either has 7 or now, because this is symmetrical, we can kind of assume that white goes down, black goes down, and then black gained 8 and white lost 2. So, you know, in that case, it's a big move, but it's not, it's 10 points. You know, it's a 10-point move. Now, if the coexists, then black, for example, we can say black has 3/4 of 019. Probably. That's probably fair. But let's assume black has it because simplicity. And so let's compare whether white plays this move and defends the ko, or black starts the ko. So if white starts this, then black has 8. This is the situation we were looking at before. So then black is locally up 4 points. So black's either up 4, or when black starts the ko. So the ko, for those of you who haven't read it yet, is this. The ko is worth... So the ko's worth 18 points, minus 1 because black lost a capture for this. So it's worth 17 points, plus the 4 points that white's losing from the ko. No, 5 points. So it's actually worth 22 points. The whole ko is worth 22 points. Since black has the right to start the ko, but black hasn't started the ko yet, black can count 1/3, that's the convention, and there's a reason for that, but it's kind of complicated. So it's black has 1/3 of 22 points in this ko. So black has about, 7 1/3. If black has 7 1/3, at the moment, and actually, white has 2/3 of the 5 points. If white plays here, white has 5 points, so white has 2/3 of these 5 points. So if we take 2/3 of 5 points, that's that's like 3 1/3, right? So if it's so at this very moment, the expected score is black has 7 1/3 and white has 3 1/3 on average, if black plays or white plays. At the very moment. So our average score is black is +4, plus all of these 8 points that black got. So from this situation, where white was finding himself at an advantage of 7 points, we get to this one, where black has 8 points plus 7 1/3, so 15 points and 1/3, and white has 3 1/3. So black's either up 12 points or down 7. So this move is huge. This move is worth exactly 19 points. I don't know if it's exactly 19 points, but it's really close. Right? So this move makes a swing of 19 points in the score. That it isn't a direct ko. It is a direct ko. What? Unless I misread. So here, 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 here. After black t15, white can tenuki. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about this. Oh wait, isn't black here? You want to make a ko here, right? But isn't this double ko? So here, here, and then black connects. And then yeah, it's a double ko. So black takes, and white can't connect because of this. So if white takes back, black takes. So it's a double ko. So it's actually not white can't tenuki, I think. Is the ko with white playing t19 better for white than playing t16? I think that yeah, I think the t19 ko is slightly better for white because then white takes first. Free cheese. Yeah. 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 But actually, then the value of this move is very roughly, according to my counting, the value of this move is very roughly 19 points. Like, 19 points, it depends on how we define the value of a move. There's a 19-point difference between black playing it and white playing it, right? Now, there's only a 9.5-point difference between black playing it and no one playing it, because black has half of the move if no one has played it yet. Yeah, so if I divide by 2, then, one way to count is that right now, the expected score is the average of the scores if black plays or white plays. In that case, this move is worth 9.5 points. 9.5 points with that system of counting, the division by 2, is worth playing in the opening, arguably. And I'll prove it. On move 1, right? On move 1, you have... It's more than Komi, yeah. Yeah, it's more than Komi. So, you know, Komi by that counting is worth 6.5 points. So it's definitely worth it. Like, definitely. So actually, this move should have been played a while ago. It's really, really big. I missed how big it was. It, like, looks big, but it doesn't look as big as it is. So, yeah. It's not much bigger than the first move, but it's bigger. So, it should have been played. Should have been played. Okay, that was an interesting detour. 9.5 is not worth playing in the opening. I think it is. Like, think of it this way. 9.5 is... When we say 9.5, we're saying... No. The first move of the opening is 13 points, but you're using different methods of counting, Prince Alina, or I think you are. So when you're saying that the first move of opening is worth 13 points because sides trade 6.5 advantage, what you mean is that the difference between the first move being played by one color or the other is 13 points. The difference between black playing a move and nobody playing the move, 13 or 26. You're not using different methods? You mean 13 or 26? I don't know what you mean exactly. Like, the difference between white playing the first move or black playing the first move is 13 points, right? That's why, that's why Komi's 6.5. But the difference between white playing and black playing here is 19, right? Like, the difference, if white plays here, that makes a 19-point difference to if black plays it. Right, where are you? So, that's a 19-point difference. It's a 9.5-point difference if we count what is the difference between someone, you know, playing, between black playing and no one playing. Because if black hasn't played the move, if you haven't played the move, your opponent hasn't either. So there's a chance you still get it. You have half of the move. So that's the logic behind saying it's 9.5. But we're not using that same logic for Komi, are we? The first move is not worth Komi. Then the game would be even with white having turn. Wouldn't be fair. The first move is worth twice Komi. Yeah. I think Prince Alina's right, actually, but it's a bit complicated to explain. Huh. I need to think about this, actually. The first move is not worth Komi. He's right, but also wrong. Have you ever seen Coupon Go? Well, Coupon Go, yeah, so Coupon Go is the concept that if you can give up a move and get points in return. So you can, like, get a coupon of points in exchange for giving up your move. So the first move in Coupon Go is, like, obviously worth 13, right? Because, like, 13, like, if you get 13 points and it's your opponent's turn, then your opponent's going to play the first move. And then it's as if we had Komi, like if we reversed Komi. So, the first move being 13 does not mean a move is worth 13 when P18 became a possibility. At that point, a move is worth... No move is worth 10. So which is better, a 14-point coupon or capturing 7 stones? Oh, easily the 14-point coupon. Because if you capture the 7 stones, it's your opponent's turn, right? If you get a coupon of 14 points, then your opponent captures 7 stones worth 14 points. Okay. That means the 14-point coupon is in Miyai counting. I.e. 14 or 28. Oh, actually, you're right. Yes, you're right. You're actually just right. Yeah, the 14-point coupon is Miyai counting because if you give up your if you get your 14-point coupon, right, then you still have half of the 7 stones. Like, if your opponent captures the 7 stones, then it's your turn. You're even on score, but it's your turn. Wait, one second. I'm getting confused as well. So option 1, you capture 7 stones, you earn 14 points, it's your opponent's turn. Option 2, you give up a move, you get 14 points, your opponent captures 14 points, and it's your turn. And then yeah, and then okay. You've actually convinced me. Yeah, opening moves are worth. So if we use, yes, I see. Prince Alina has convinced me, and so has Yakago. I never thought about it like that. I should have thought about it like that. So therefore, P18 is not worth playing in the opening. You can just test in Karago and pass if you don't believe. Yeah. Well, I don't trust Karago's point estimates to be accurately representative of how human point estimates work, but it's probably close enough. So you can't evaluate early opening moves in points depending on next move. They might be temporary 0 or temporary 40. I would be interested in that statement being expanded. But yeah, you're right, Prince Alina. You're just correct. So then this move worth 9.5. Then an opening move is worth about 13. So, I mean, then that means that this move probably should have been played a while ago. Like, it shouldn't have been played immediately, but it should have been played a while ago. That's my guess. It is really big. So, not to mention that in the game it affects this cutting point, which is actually sort of a big deal. But yeah, thank you for that. That's good insight. Yeah. So, oh well, we return to real Go somehow, I guess, since the topic is kind of wrapped up. Yeah. So, let me get my bearings again. This move shouldn't be Sente. Because if white captures and you connect, and then white connects, the capture of the 2 stones at M10 indirectly helps white's other group. And this is why Oscar plans to study math, because he doesn't understand Miyai counting exactly. So, yeah, I think black kind of should play this move in Sente already. But, okay. Oh, J Strategy, hello there. I'm not sure if I greeted J Strategy already or not, but whatever. I forget stuff. So yeah, black has this Sente, which both players missed. And it's not that hard to see, but, you know. Like, I think a player of Zogi's level can see it. But okay, Zogi instead tried to kill, which is probably fine, also. Like, you can also try and just kill directly. White is locally alive. Maybe? Maybe not. Not anymore, excuse me. White was locally alive, but it's not the case anymore because black just takes all the eyes and stuff. Also, black had a curious weakness over here. But it's kind of... It doesn't work because of the Atari, so okay, I guess black's fine everywhere. And this killing attempt should work. White can cut black on the right. Yeah, that's a separate topic, but at the moment, black has this cutting point as well. It's kind of complicated, but I think black's okay. Right? So if white cuts, black cuts. And white's groups are smaller, so black should be fine. I mean... But I do want to mention that when white plays this, white doesn't have to try to kill this way. White can just try and capture big, and then black may be in some trouble. So it's hard to get this group to live. This black group. So K8, K6, J6 type of thing. It's hard. So probably this is actually not correct from Zogi. And Zogi had to protect the group, so... Like... I hadn't when I was advocating this, I hadn't noticed how bad the Yachi is on the outside. So if white just does this, I think black's dead in the middle. So like these guys aren't seeing the light of day ever again. So probably black had to defend that first. And then I guess that's how you got in trouble here. Oh wait, white messed up. What? Wow. You won this game, right, Zoki? Like, you just killed white everywhere, so you did win, right? This says resignation. Doesn't say who won. Wait, how do you see a result? Yes, but with Star Wars, I see. I mean, it's quite a cool game, but this ending, like, stunned me, because in my opinion, plus 60 something. Yeah, so, here, if white plays like this, then black's in trouble. Like, if white just blocks from the outside, and as far as I can tell, black's toast. So, if you cut, then I guess white can probably... white has multiple ways of doing this. So the easiest one is probably Atari, and then here. And then black's just out of liberties. Like, take liberty, black's toast. So that's the easiest way. But instead, white did it this way, which just lets you get out, and then white played here, which is the most inexplicable move in the history of the game. And then you captured, okay. And then you're just winning, so okay. So okay, let's start from, so let's look at the important points briefly. It's such an abrupt end. Yeah, when I saw it, I was like dumbstruck, like, wow, this is how the game ends. Nice. So, or not nice, more like sad, but okay. It's just like, it's like an epic battle between two people, and then one of them just quits, So, okay. So, first important point is that white can die here, and this type of shape, when white has so little space, you should take a close look at whether it's alive or not. And, yeah, so that's just something to keep in mind. Later... KO in one hit. Yeah, KO, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm a Go player. So... Yeah, later, the other thing I wanted to talk about is that you should be very careful, and aware of when you're making problems for yourself. So, when you play something like this double Hane, please be mindful of that you're letting white get all of these Ataris and Sentimos. Like, you have the capacity and the level to read this, you just didn't. So, when you're playing and you play anything that leaves a cutting point or a weakness, try to be aware of that, and then maybe you'll avoid mistakes like these. On that note, here, it was kind of urgent to get your weak group connected, right? Because if you don't connect it, then, you have to actually make life with it and suffer with it, which is not good. And, it's a very, very big pivotal move on the side anyway. And that was missed, and you did end up playing it, and then sadly you got in trouble because of this misread, which is understandable. This is complicated. And then, okay, you did survive. This move is probably not good. It ended up working out really well, but that's not the move's fault. That's White's fault. 5 episodes of anime flashbacks and build up, and the enemy dies in one hit. Slips on a banana. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so and here Black was in some trouble, so even this move, and I mean N10 is fine because if White captures in, like, captures these guys, then Black's sort of playing a big ko for White's other stone, so that's just some sort of trade that's okay. But whoops, let's go back. So if just the Sente move's okay, but then your attempt to kill was premature because you have weaknesses, right? Like, this group of yours is very unlikely to make it out alive. But it did, because, yeah, your opponent sort of messed up. But, yeah, I think the most important thing to consider out of these is to just be aware of when you have problems. So, for example, here, you can read that White cuts this. And, I think you're able to see, like, oh, what if White plays this move? What if White plays this move? And I think you're able to have a good intuition of that this group is going to have a hard time making life. So just be more mindful of stuff like that. Or when you double Hane, anytime you double Hane, realize that you're creating 2 cutting points. That doesn't mean double Hane is bad. That means you have to be careful. So, etc., etc. Other than that, one specific thing is that this shape is a ko, if you're interested. It doesn't come up that often in people's games, but just something cool to know. And also that the value of P18 is 9.5 ish. So that was fun. And also thank you to Yakago and Prince Helena for the info on Komi. I really like the perspective on Komi and Miyai counting. That was quite nice. I see. I don't read my possible weaknesses enough in a nutshell. Not just read, right? A lot of these things, I'm not asking you to read it. I'm asking you to, when you play a double Hane, be aware of the fact that you're creating a problem. So my point is that the reading itself is not that complicated. Some of it is, I agree. But your reading doesn't have to be top tier level, for example, to appreciate that this is an Atari, and this is an Atari, and this is an Atari, and this is an Atari. These are all Ataris. These are 1-move calculations. So I think that this is possible to do, maybe a little bit hard, but it's possible to do. And it's more about just observing the fact that you have a problem. And even if you have a problem and you can't read it out, it's good for you to have the awareness that you have a problem, because then that means you might fix it sometime. Hopefully around the right moment. So, okay. That's a good place to conclude this review, I think. Let's see. I think I have time for one more. So Siku wanted a review, so that sounds good. Hydrate. Yeah, hydrate's a good one. Yeah, I should hydrate. Hydrating's actually a really good idea. Throat's kind of dry. So I don't know, Siku, if you wanna. Oh, okay. You sent a link. Screwed up bottom left, later made middle group, had no idea what to do with it. Played till game was about even, and then White weak group made 20 points. That sounds entertaining. Okay. So before we start, I'll be right back. I'm getting water. Yeah, see you in a bit. I'm getting slightly cold. Okay, so Zoe mentions, well, it's more I don't read that than I can't in most cases. Yeah. Thanks for the review. Anyway, it was great. Oh, thanks for watching. Maybe you weren't maybe some people weren't completely sold on the endgame discussion, but hey, that was. I think I found the solution how you should have won this game. If the weak group had made 2 instead of 20 points, you would have won. No shit, yeah. Cheese speed reviews, yeah. Good job. So okay, let's see how the bottom left was screwed up, the middle group was made. The game was then even, and then white's group made 20 points. So let's change overlay though, 1 second. Oh, I actually know these players, huh? So Miko is occasionally also playing in the Nordic Go Dojo. Okay. Wait, what's Miko's image? Look at this. What? That's an interesting tsumego. Nice. Oh, this was a club evening game. Okay. I'm just fascinated by his profile picture. Solid. Okay. So... Oh, this is... I'm starting to call this the NGD Joseki. NGD players really play it often. Like, more often than most people. It kind of went out of fashion in pro play, so... Okay. Damn, everyone's playing well. Okay, everyone stopped playing well. That's more like it. So... The... Okay, yeah, I had to happen, right? So, generally speaking, especially when you have a move at c8, you don't crosscut. Because crosscut is a defensive move. Crosscut is like, please let me live in the corner kind of move. Which is small. Like, you're not... living in this corner is not big enough. So... if we go back... what black should be doing here is thinking offensively. So that's why black usually plays here, and then cuts. So this c5 Hana is very important, and it's prepared by c8, and you're sort of starting a fight. This is the type of, like, this crosscut is the type of move you play when you're invading thickness, and you just want to make life and get it over with. So this, or you want some extra outside sente moves. So it's not terrible, just not ideal. This shape looks suspicious. I read that c5 didn't work due to some inexplicable reason. I mean, c5 is the most book move in AlphaGo times. It's like AlphaGo's favorite move. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to play the fight. I'm not saying that it's an easy move to play if you don't know it very well. But, yeah. I know, yeah. But it is hard to play if you don't know the theory. If you don't know the theory, then don't start by attaching d4. You know? Okay. So, this move is a bit strange because you're gonna give... like, this is hard to answer, this type of sente move. So, this is even meaner. So, here, and then white's gonna get some attachments later, which are hard for you. You know, it's just not nice. It would be preferable to play Kosumi so that white doesn't have any of these nasty aji cuts things. So, okay. Oh my god, people playing Joseki. I mean, it's Joseki, however the direction of play is highly questionable. So, white just played h15, which limits the top side. Therefore, like, in my opinion, the place where you don't particularly want to go and build is the top side at the moment, because after you build here, then, I mean, white can play here anytime he likes and just turn it into rubble. Even if it's your turn, then, I mean, it's okay. You're gonna get something, but it's just easy to reduce. So I wouldn't be building the top side now. I would probably just be adding a move here or something and waiting to see what happens. Just a big move and wait. Alternately, I would be pulling out the C8 stone, but I don't think I would be doing that. I think I would just be waiting. So this is not the best direction of play. It's a Joseki, it's fine. It's just not ideal. Oh, so you actually sacked the left side stone. That's okay, probably. Wait, I'm actually wondering, which was the group you didn't know what to do with? Now I'd like to check. Later made a middle group. Yeah, so it's this group. So this is the group you had no idea what to do with. Right now, at this point, there's nothing clear to do on the board except, like, maybe this. And then you do see that white's starting to get some influence, so playing in this area is very reasonable. Sacking the stone is probably a little bit of a waste. Like, if you just look at this stone, does this stone look efficient? It's okay, but yeah. D10, D11, E11? I was actually just thinking about playing D9, quite simply. Because if white does nothing locally, then this will basically make you locally alive, or very, very, very close to it. And if white defends, then you can jump, and then it's somewhat difficult for white to attack such a group. Has some potential to make ice on the side of the board. It has a lot of places to run to. The AI move after E10 blew my mind. Oh. The AI move after E10. For white or for black? For white, I mean, I'd also play D9 for white. And for black, it's E8. For white, no. No. This move's ridiculous. Like, in human terms, it's ridiculous. So what the computer is saying is, I kill. Or not I kill, but like, you're gonna suffer, you know? That's what it's saying, I think. I don't see any other explanation for it. It has to be like, yeah, I'm gonna crush you here. But, no. It's risky. It's just risky. I mean, what if black lives without compensation? Then what? I do have to say the next move is hard for... It's a shape point. It's not really a shape point. It's an anti-shape point. Like, it's preparing a shape point. You're preparing G10, right? But you're not... I mean, this is already fine for white. I don't see the problem. Okay. And of course the AI would never connect it to. Yeah, of course it wouldn't. But, I mean, I have to say, if I were black, I also might not connect it to. And the reason is quite simple. If white had started with A here, white would never play B next. So black can say, well, now you're being stupid. Like, if black tenukis, black can somehow claim that white's being even more stupid than if black connects. Like, if black connects, black's claiming something, but black could get in trouble. If black tenukis, black can say that you basically wasted a move, right? So, it's like, either you capture D9, and I run out, or you don't capture with D9, and you have to add a move later, and I escape the same. So, you know, from that perspective, I also don't like e8. E8's weird. I don't like it. I genuinely don't. So I'll have to consult with the AI here. Typical AI scorched earth play. Nothing is good. I'm too human for this. Okay. What white did here was completely fine in human terms. Yeah, it's just fine. I mean, black's not unhappy here. Like the stone, black's not using his stone super efficiently, but you're still gonna get this move in Sente, and probably next move you're just gonna make shape. Yeah, I think making shape is good because if you don't, it's gonna be annoying. You can also just jump and then pretend the two stones don't exist and don't matter, which is also fine. And then white, black's probably not unhappy with this because even though the stone's inefficient, which I don't like, and white has points, then white's influence is very significantly reduced. So that's also okay. Like that's actually quite reasonable for black. What I wanted to do tries to fully use the stone, but it is true that even after such a sequence, I'm easier to attack. This is easier to attack than, for example, this is, for sure. So there's ups and downs. I think I would save the stone because it's big. It's like 15 points on the side, but what black did so far is interesting. I don't like J16. So what I don't like very much is that you created a group, and then immediately afterwards you tenuki it and have to suffer with it. So, like, once you've played this group, I think it would behoove you to play like H10, just do something with it. In the game, I wouldn't be surprised if you got in trouble. So, is it possible to demote on 101 Wei Chi or only to promote? I think you can't demote. Like, you basically, if you solve 8 out of 10 in any rank, you promote, and then you keep doing those problems until you get one. Like, I have not succeeded a single in getting 8 out of 10 in a single 3-dan thing, but I never demoted. You can demote your rank, but you don't demote, like, you don't have levels unlocked. So, sorry, you don't have levels that you have previously unlocked locked. I think you'll like what I did with the group, lol. You sacked it. Wow. You just hard sacked it. It's okay. Like, it's fine, but it's probably not fine. Like, it's not terrible, but let's consider it this way. So let's say that black had played such a move, and white had played such a move. Then the area that white's building is bigger. Like, what you're doing is you're building against this stone that was already there. White's building a bigger area. So, what happened in the game is sort of similar. I think that it's more important to make sure your own group is fine than to make sure white's group aren't fine. Because his area is bigger. So, and your area is already limited by H15. Right? So if H15 were black, if H15 were black, then like, let's say that white wanted to, play here. This is fine for black, or like much more fine for black, because black's building a bigger area, potentially. Black has much more prospect. In the game, it's white who's building the bigger area because white had the same move. So I open my game on my local AI. It ends up wanting to play some exchange elsewhere instead of peeping the elephant's eye. And next move, it just decides to cut the elephant's eye as in the game. Though it had peep at almost same score. Ah, I see. So back to Yakago's point. Apparently, E8 exists, but you can also play... D9 is a perfectly fine move, apparently. Now, I don't know why it thinks E8 is fine, but I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that. D9's fine, humans. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend I didn't see that, but you know what I mean. Like, hard to accept. Okay. So what you said is, issue is what you said, if I run after J16, I'll suffer, so I didn't wanna. Well, I never meant to say didn't like D9. Ah, okay, yeah. I misunderstood. But you did say the top move is E8, but maybe it is for some AIs. I think in this situation, it might be reasonable for you to play K14 and trade. It's just already the position isn't great after you take time out to play J16. I don't think J16 is big enough. Maybe H10 now? But now it's harder, right? Now White's really going to try and make you suffer. Maybe one happy medium for Black would be some very flexible moves such as this. So if White really wants to kill, then you get a bigger area, right? So rough template of what could happen. If White's, if White wants to keep reducing, then you can go ahead and protect your group or something. But this push is really annoying because if you protect and allow Hane, then you're still not getting anything. So but okay, this shouldn't be good for you. You're just behind now, if I had to guess. White probably misplayed here. I know this looks terrible, but what about this? Man, this looks terrible. Oh, this looks really bad. Like, the shape looks atrocious, but it holds. Like, White's okay. So, I just want to close it, right? Like, the shape looks terrible, but it looks less terrible than getting cut this way. Yeah, White had to sacrifice more. I would have tried to hold everything if I were White, but okay. Let's count very briefly. Let's see if all my postulations are correct. That White should be better here. I'm not sure anymore after Black got K6, but White should still be better, I think. It's hard to count. So White has nearly 100 solid points. It's a strange game, yeah. So White has nearly 100 solid points, and Black has less, well, fewer points, depending on how much, but White's strength has sort of peaked. White isn't getting any more strength, but Black theoretically could use his strength to get something more on the lower right quadrant. I don't think it's enough. I think White's just better, though. So, like, if we count Black's point, I think, let me check again. So, I mean, if we were to hypothetically assume that these stones are captured, which they aren't, then Black's even. But it's White's turn, and those stones haven't been captured. So, yeah, White's just better, I guess. But White has a weak group, which White is fixing. Yeah, White's doing a good job. This jump should be better, though, because it doesn't create a cutting point. Like this... But was White's sort of preparing Q3, so okay. Yeah, but when Black defends... If Black defends Q3, White's just better, right? Is it just me? Like, White's just really easily better at this point. I misread here. Ah, so your push was a misread. Okay, I see. Oh, you misread the ladder? Or, so you read this, and then you were like, haha, I'm fine. Or what? It happens. It nearly happened to me. Yeah, so this cut doesn't work, and then Black even has to go back and defend. one nifty idea you can try and use in this type of situation. So if black does nothing, it's white's turn, white pushes through, then black has this move in cente, and white has to play here. White has to answer with empty triangle, because if you try and take, then... Okay, this is a bit of a special situation, because black's dying in the corner as well, but you could hypothetically just enclose the group and be fine. You could. Let's start by throwing in. So we throw in. If white plays something that isn't the aforementioned empty triangle, then this cut aji doesn't work anymore, so black retains cente, which is good for black, obviously. If white plays the empty triangle, now white has a cutting point we can use. It's a small detail, but I think I would have done it as black. So this cutting point might come in handy later. Not always is this a good idea to do, but you can consider it. And I think here it's worth it. Anyway, so black ended up capturing on the top left, black's just behind. And this is what you mean by the white's weak group made 20 points, right? Like, I'm guessing that this is kind of what you mean. Oh wait, this ko is... this ko is nothing, I guess. Okay. So, let's go back. Yeah, it's a fake ko. So, did you, since you mentioned that white's weak group made 20 points, you're like looking at this position and you weren't expecting white to get as many points as he did. This is like sort of strange and surprising, I suppose. I didn't, and AI didn't either. Well, it shouldn't make 20 points, but I don't think you should have an easy time attacking it either. Like, when you call it a weak group, I wouldn't. Like, it's got a base. White had cente. So, and, you know, just to put things into perspective, I think that such a position is probably an even game. Or even white's probably still better. So, I don't... Maybe it shouldn't have made as many points as it did. Maybe it should. Maybe it should. So consider it this way. Right here. Right here. You defended. I think after white got the solid base, it was always 20. Oh, the lead was 20. Not the group had 20. Yeah. I mean, the game's just really hard. Yeah, after white got the solid base. But I also don't see what... I also don't see what black could have done. Like, after this attachment, black has very limited options. The group with the lead... Okay, yeah, that I can probably agree with. Like... Just, white's only a little bit ahead without the help of this group, but he's still ahead. He's actually still ahead. So if we count white's points, I counted earlier, white has like 95 or so. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, no, actually 95 was fair. And black doesn't have that much. So black has, I counted like close to 60 with the entire top side. And then the lower side has 30... I guess 30? So, like, even without, I think white's good. So, the group's insurance. And since it never really got weak, I think the main problem is actually, like, you know, the game's already tough for black around this point, in my opinion. Because, like I said, if we gave black something like this and this, now I think the game is probably a bit better for black. But yeah, I mean better for black. But it's, you know, if white lives comfortably, the territory is still sort of close. So it's quite close. So then the game is just really hard for black. And white did a really good job of settling. Miko played well. So... Okay, so let's go back. I think the main bad decision, like this, I wouldn't have started with e10, but e10's fine. e10's okay. The only issue is that once you've already created this group, you have to take care of it. And that maybe that constitutes playing something like this jump. Maybe it constitutes just fixing your shape. And then this group's really hard to attack. Already has an IAD11, has millions of places to run, very hard to attack. And if we just picture in terms of, point values, white has about 30 points on the left side, 10 points everywhere else if we combine, plus Komi has about 45 points around about. And, black can catch up to that. Black doesn't quite have that many solid points, but black's thick in a lot of places. And even though black's probably worse, it's okay. And, black could either have run, fix shape. The problem with a move like J16 is that if you ever ignore such a push, then almost all of your gain is gone. So if white plays such a Hane, then almost all of black's work is erased and white's shape is really good. So then, even though after J16, you can still kind of take care of your group, you're getting really, you're getting really weak here, if you answer. So like if you really commit to answering again, or again you won't, but if you commit to answering even once more, you're already getting weaker. So it's just a big commitment for not that many points. I mean, after all, in the game, I think you can agree that white did get to Hane and took all of these points, correct? So if we really think about it, this is worth like 10 points that you're making. It's not a big area. It's not as big as you think it is. So just protecting your group would really have been the thing to do here in some way or another, because it's really hard to build your influence on the top or the right side. And actually, I think that that's one of the reasons that black was worse in the first place. Like, this was suspicious for black because you were just already building in an area that wasn't very big. Zichen Mike's rating with a party of 32. Wow, that's a big grade. Thank you. You're just catching the tail end of a review. So yeah, this is Siku and Miko, like 2Q, 1Q, OGS level, and I was just recapping the review of, I don't know, some game. So welcome to everyone. Thanks for coming. I have to say, SV Vats, thank you for following. Also, this made me realize that earlier I missed some follows. Oh, whoops. So, thank you, SV Vats. I have to say, my intention was for the most part to end this stream after finishing this game review. So, I may have to leave the raiders disappointed. Cyan Riddle, thank you for following. And Captain Zuri, oh, that's lots of followers. Thank you, people. Yeah. It's a shame. You got some followers for next stream. Yeah, thanks for the well, nice words. SV Vats. So, I guess I will end the stream here since it was my intention. Now that everyone's here, you can't stop. I can. I mean, I intended to. I've dinner to have. I'm hungry. And I meant to finish sometime between 9 and 10. It's 9:10 right now. So I'll probably be off. Is there anyone to raid? Hopping from place to place, the viewers. Surely not so easy, huh? So I guess I may just be off. Lion Guy Sai. Okay, yeah, actually we can raid Lion Guy Sai. Apologies to all the raiders that I'm just kicking you off right now. But yeah, unfortunately. But only one way to end stream for yelling hunger. Okay. So well, thank you to everyone who arrived. Thank you for the raid, Z-Chen. I hope to return the favor sometime. And for now, let's raid Lion Guy Sai. Did that work? Yeah, okay. It's working. So thank you to everyone who watched. It was fun reviewing your games and doing tsumego in the earlier part of the stream. And I'll see you next week.